Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Do you feel like doing a little bit of DIYing in the kitchen today? Well, come on in and let's get started. So what do I have going on for you for today? Well, today I'm going to do a little bit of DIYing in my kitchen. This DIY is one that I am feeling very inspired to do based on my bank account records. Yeah, you heard me. When I went onto my bank account and I typed in that word Starbucks and it pulled up all of my charges and it calculated it, over the last 12 months, I have spent a total of $4,200 at Starbucks. Like, that is jaw-dropping. That just kind of makes me say, oh my word, what? How did I do that? And when I took a deeper look into it, I was spending about $320 a month, which seems like a lot, but it really isn't all that hard to do when you're spending $80 a week. And $80 a week, again, can feel like a lot, but when you take 4 trips to Starbucks, there's 3 of you in the car and you're spending 20 bucks. At 20 bucks a pop, it doesn't feel like a lot until you look on your account and you see that it's $4,200 in the last 12 months. And I just thought to myself, oh no, I can't even stomach that. Like, how did I do that? And I know how I did it, but you know what? Full stop. We're putting a stop to it now. And so it inspired me to learn how to make our own coffees at home and come up with our own coffee bar and make it just as enjoyable. Over the last, I would say, few weeks, I got on the side of TikTok where they were making coffee. And I saw that Nescafe has an espresso blonde roast. And it's an instant coffee, and I'm seeing that a lot of TikTokers are making these drinks with it, these ice drinks, these iced coffee drinks. And so I decided to head on over to Walmart. I picked up a jar of it, and I decided to try it to see if it was something that I liked. Kayla and I absolutely loved it. And so that was when we went down the rabbit hole of making a coffee bar, and I'm gonna show you just how I did it. So I'm gonna quit my gabbing. Let's jump into it and come hang out in the kitchen with me and let me show you how I went about doing this. And I did it on a budget and it is going to save me a ton of money. Let's get to it. This here is Smart and Final, and it's kind of a restaurant style grocery store, meaning there's a lot of items that restaurants use. You can see here that they have a ton of syrups and Monins. Right now they've got a special one for $7.49. Or if you buy 6 or more, they're $5.99 a piece. So I decided to take advantage of this sale and get all of the syrups that we'd need. They've also got the Torani sauces, the white chocolate, the caramel. They're $6.99 for the smaller bottles, but these larger ones are on sale for $22.99. And so I figured I'd go that route because you're almost getting 5 bottles for $23 versus one for $6.99. Stopped by Dollar Tree on my way home to pick up some of their glassware. I think these are perfect for coffee grounds or the instant coffee. I think this is perfect for maybe brown sugar. And then I picked up a few of these small mason jars for, say, sea salt and cinnamon, cocoa powder, stuff to add. I saw these cool jars with the cork, and I was thinking these might work for the syrups. I was looking at the soda pop bottle ones. They feel like they're gonna be a little too tall, so I think I'm gonna go with this smaller corked bottle. I think this size is gonna be perfect for the coffee bar. Enlisting the help of my Cricut and using a Sharpie fine point pen, taking out the adapter in clamp A that comes with the Cricut. I purchased these adapters on Etsy for other pens that you can use in your Cricut. They just slide on to the pen. Then you can put the pen in the clamp, and you can use other pens outside of the Cricut pens. And I personally really love using the Sharpie pens because they're permanent markers and they don't smear. I like to write on vinyl. I use a matte or a satin vinyl. This one is satin that I will be using today, and that is what I make labels for in my kitchen. When the Sharpie marker writes on the vinyl, like I said, it doesn't smear, and you are able to wipe off the vinyl if it should get dirty. And so I found that it really does work the best. It's an easy way to make labels, customize labels. And yeah, you can see here that these are my labels, the same font that I use on all of my other items in my kitchen. And so these are gonna go on the jars. Now here are the Tyranny bottles. They are large. I didn't want all of these on my countertop, and I am going to designate a spot in my cabinet for more syrups because there were so many, and we took advantage of that buy 6 or more and pay $5.99 a piece instead of $7.99. And so this size bottle with the cork from Dollar Tree is going to work on the inside of my cabinet and the outside. But these larger bottles in my kitchen, there's just nowhere to put them. So I have designated a different area in my laundry room, a cabinet with a shelf that I wasn't using that all of these extras are going to fit in. And I'll just fill up these smaller bottles as needed. And I think the aesthetic look of it is going to be really great. And I just really love clear glass. I think it just is simple and it's timeless. And that's what I'm looking for. And so I'm going to fill up all of these. I will tell you, I believe we got 22 bottles. And between Kayla, Allie, and I, we picked out about 6 or 7 each. And yeah, here are the stickers. And these stickers, I did them round, and I'm just going to place them here on the jar. And like I said, I'll be able to wipe them down, and it's all going to be uniformed and cohesive. And I just love that. So these are the bottles. Smart & Final did sell the pumps, but they're too big. There's not enough room. It's not going to fit in the cabinet above. I wanted it in the corner. And so, yeah, these are all the flavors we picked. We did get a couple extra of the salted caramel and the toasted marshmallow because they are our favorites. But yeah, those smaller bottles from Dollar Tree are definitely going to save room. Now, when it comes to the sauces, Tyranny has these really cool bottles already that have a good spout on them. And so I figured I'm not going to waste money buying other bottles when I can just take the label off of these, utilize the bottle, reuse it, and use the top. I like the way the top looks. It's going to match. So I just added stickers for the sauces. I believe we got caramel, salted chocolate caramel, white chocolate, regular chocolate, dark chocolate, and I think we also have honey and maple syrup in these bottles, and I'll just reuse them. I think that they're kind of doing away with this spout anyway, so I made sure to get enough that I could put my honey and maple syrup in it too, so all the bottles matched. Because it looked like they were just going to like a flat top, and I really like this top better. So yeah, anyway, it's the OCD in me. I am neurodivergent, and I fully embrace it. There is nothing wrong with being neurodivergent. I tell Kayla that it makes us more interesting and quirky, and we fully embrace it. So yeah, so you can see that this is the refillable jug that I got for $22.99 at Smart & Final. This is the original white chocolate bottle that I got from Tyranny. And so now from here on out, I'll just buy this larger jug and I will refill it. And yeah, saved a little bit of money and get more for my money using the jug. Here on the top, the expiration date is printed, and that's an easy fix just by taking some acetone and wiping it right off. It comes off, and yeah, look at that. We are repurposing instead of throwing them away, and I love these bottles even more. And yeah, we are adding honey to it, and there will be tea in our coffee bar as well, because Kayla and I do love the sleepy time tea at night with chamomile, and you can't have tea without honey. This instant Nescafe Gold Espresso Blonde Roast is a game changer. You're getting 50 for $9.99 at Walmart, but if you go to Costco, you're going to get 100 cups for $14.99. And so for $5 more, you're getting 50 more cups, double the amount. And so it is well worth it. I'm going to put the instant coffee in these jars from Dollar Tree just to make it look pretty and aesthetic and cohesive. And I did add the sticker to the top. And this coffee station will have the iced coffee and our hot roast coffee by Starbucks. Kayla likes the blonde roast of Starbucks grounds, so that's what we're using. Nescafe also has an ice roast that we really like, so we got that too. It has a little bit of a different taste than the espresso. And so yeah, maybe it isn't blonde. Is it blonde roast or the Bernana? How do you say that? Bernanda blonde roast grounds. We're very picky when it comes to our coffee, and Starbucks grounds, hands down, are my favorite. I headed on over to Hobby Lobby, picked up a couple of galvanized trays. This one was $8.99, the larger one, and this smaller one I want to say is $6.99, and I wanted to make a tiered tray. I've got galvanized canisters in my kitchen, and I wanted it to match, and so these are perfect. Using a dry erase marker on the bottom of the larger tray, I'm going to take a ruler, and from corner to corner, I'm going to put an X, which is going to give me the center point of the bottom of this. So when I place my little wood piece in between the two trays, I will have it centered and it won't be lopsided. Yeah, and that's an easy way to do it. I had some spare wood in my garage. Never throw my scraps away. Came in handy for this. I want to say I cut this to 13 inches, and using some wood glue, I'm going to glue these three pieces together, and this is what's going to be the wood piece in between the two trays. Okay, so I am certain that the execution of this could have been better. Using this Old English scratch cover, this is dark wood. This is something that my mom had when I was a kid that she used to use on her furniture. It's been around forever and a day. I used it one day to stain raw wood, and to my surprise, I was pleasantly surprised, because not only did it stain the wood perfectly, it dried super quick, it was free of smell, it didn't have a lot of oil in it, and the brown that it was such a rich, dark brown that I love it. And so it is something that I use to stain all of the pieces in my house when I buy them and they're raw wood. I stain them, and I stain it with this because I love the color. I'm going to give this corner a real good clean, and I am using Zep degreaser. Absolutely love this stuff. No, this is not a sponsored video, but I love this stuff. I use it in my stove. I use it on, I don't use it in the oven because I'm kind of picky about what goes in the oven, but I do use it on my stove, and I use it on my grout, and can I tell you that it cleans the grout so amazingly good. So anyway, yes, I'm going to give this corner a good clean before we get to my favorite part of every DIY, and that's when it all comes together. It took a little bit of tinkering around because I had so many syrups, and I really wanted to stick with something that was galvanized here. that goes with the rest of my stuff. And so this is what I ended with for now. We put our 3 favorite syrups here. And yeah, let me just tell you, toasted marshmallow, hands down, one of our favorites. White chocolate is another fan favorite. And vanilla. And so we've got our sea salt, brown sugar, cinnamon. There on top, we've got our espresso. We've got the mixing cup here that we mix it in. And I did put our regular coffee grounds back here. So we have that as well. And so the rest of the stuff, I reorganized this whole cabinet and I got rid of a lot of stuff that we just didn't use and need to free up space to really make it our accessible coffee area. And so we've got the cups here and the lids. We've got our sauces there, and I've got 6 of those. And then we've got the rest of the syrups. And there was just no way to display that on my counter without it looking cluttered. And so I'm happy with this. We didn't need all of the glasses that we had there. This is kind of just what we finished with and what we're keeping. And I got rid of so much that I still have extra space there. But I'm happy with how it looks. I think that this is gonna save us a ton of money, and we're really gonna enjoy making our coffees. And I couldn't be happier with the outcome. Okay, so Kayla had a request. She wanted her electric kettle still out because she makes tea every night and she makes the extra sleepy time. And so this is also gonna go in this caddy just for easy access. And after all this work, it is time for coffee. So I'm gonna start off with 4 ounces of water. And I found this mixing, I don't even know what that is. I found it at Smart & Final and loved it. And to this water, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of the Nescafe Instant Espresso Blonde Roast. They even have a decaf. And I'm gonna go with toasted marshmallow for this, and I'm eyeballing it, doing it with love, but it's about 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna add a squirt of chocolate sauce, and I am going to whisk and mix it and froth it. It's gonna get a bit frothy, and that is what we want. That is what we love, is a little bit of froth. Just kind of adds to the feel of a yummy drink, dessert drink, coffee drink, ice drink. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my cup with crushed ice. Isn't it funny? You either loved crushed nugget or whole ice. If I had a nugget maker, I'd probably use it. To the ice, I'm going to add my espresso mixture. Give this a bit of a stir. And to this, I am gonna go with half and half because it's gonna be creamier, and the more creamy, the better. And so I'm gonna finish that off with some half and half. Give it a bit of a stir. If you want to add some chocolate syrup to your cup before you add the ice, you can. I'm going to top it off with some whipped cream. And yeah, this is what I'm going with today. Yum. And I tell you, it is the best. Try the toasted marshmallow. You'll love it. Honestly, I couldn't be happier with this. We have had this coffee bar for a bit over a month now, so I am uploading this a bit delayed. I want to say this cost a bit over $200, so that really is 2 weeks worth of buying Starbucks, and it paid for itself, and I have not had to rebuy anything. We did buy in bulk, so that way we have backup, and you know what? We are having so much fun making it. We've looked up a ton of drink recipes, and we're coming up with our own menu. We're gonna print it up, we're gonna laminate it, and we're really just gonna have fun with this. We are all set for winter. We're all set for those ice drinks. And we even got Allie in this with the strawberry acai. She loves it made with lemonade, and she loves those freeze-dried fruit inclusions. We found the strawberries, the freeze-dried strawberries at Dollar Tree. She loves the Kirkland lemonade, and Walmart sells the concentrate strawberry acai. They've got a couple of other flavors. We did buy them, but Allie didn't like them. And so she really is just a strawberry acai girl. But you know what? All three of us can now make our own drinks at home. I absolutely love that. We did buy the plastic cups and lids from our local store that is called Smart and Final. And we bought 100 of them at $6.99, which you can't beat. And we do reuse the cups. Allie doesn't, she throws them away. Kayla brings them home. But it just kind of adds to the fun and the feel of making our own homemade drinks, and we are loving it. I can honestly say that we do not miss Starbucks at all. The recipes that we are finding are amazing. If you want me to share more with you, I will definitely do that in a video and show you how to make a bunch of these drinks. There's this side of TikTok where people say that making your own iced coffee drinks at home and not spending the money at Starbucks is awful. And I beg to differ with that. I really cannot tell the difference. I would order the venti iced white mocha with whipped cream. That was a drink that Ray put Kayla and I onto, and it was one of my favorites. And it's one that I make here at home, and I honestly cannot tell the difference. The taste is almost identical. It tastes just as good, but now we're really just venturing out more, and we're trying different flavors, and we are loving it. I hope you all enjoyed hanging out in the kitchen with me today doing this coffee bar. It was fun, it was budget friendly, and it was well worth the money. Until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm gonna say. Stay positive, please, because I'm sure trying. Bye for now, everybody.